And we're back. Uh, Video number 14. Now, I'm doubting video number 12 because it came out a bit too personal, spiritual, inner thought kind of dialogue thingy. But I'm assuming all of this is because ultimately what I'm doing is I'm self reflecting on the actions and the activities that are happening in order for me to be able to like gauge my progress or whatever it is I'm trying to accomplish and how they are affecting my day to day or guiding the path that I want to take towards the goal slash future I envision. So that needs a bit of rephrasing. Ideally, as human beings, we decide we want to be something. We decide something needs to happen in our lives for us to be happy. It's easier to realize that you need to decide the person you're going to be in order for that to happen. Because anyone could build a wall, but a good wall requires an experienced person who's been building walls. So he's a builder, he's a foreman, he's a carpenter. Like he had to become a carpenter for the walls to become good. So just as me, based on my vision, I have to become that guy so that my vision becomes true and real. And every single thing that passes through the day, whether we like to admit it or not, consciously and subconsciously affects us. It goes through us, it flows through us. Sometimes it passes, sometimes it sticks. And these things, whether we like to admit it or not, are affecting our trajectory. It could be um a friend that you see every day. It could be a small habit that you build every day, which is video number 12. It could be a feeling that you find every once in a while when you're like walking next to a certain smell, a certain sound, a certain view. All of these kind of like trigger things in us, and our bodies, give, being that they are the ones grounded on Earth, they're the ones that are like they receive, your mind processes based on the experience you have, and then you yourself you get to observe what this world is going to be giving you in the future. And the sense of direction should be through you, but you're not alone. You're in a place like when you're swimming in water, you're the one who's swimming, but you have to go through water. You have to like better. You don't have to sink, right? And that's exactly how you go through the day, living in life and all that stuff. And ultimately, these moments of reflection are ones that they come to you normally among themselves. If we're smart enough, we kind of get to notice that while we're actually talking to people, our mind is shifting. If we notice that, that's a brilliant move, because if we actually do notice that, then we get to decide, do we want it to shift in that direction or not. Normally, that exposure kind of like drives us, and that's sales tactics, that's influence tactics, that's negotiation tactics, and like professional world has literally professionalized the psychology and the sociology of human nature. So if you're conscious about what happened in the day while it's happening, then you're the perfect example of presence. You're here at the moment, you're now. But at one point in my life, I realized that every once in a while I get conscious about what's going on, and sometimes like the distance is like it took me 2 years the first time to realize that whatever it is I was doing was not really like something that's making me happy. How did those 2 years pass? I was just like enjoying the experience until it didn't make sense. Now, would I have still enjoyed the experience if I knew that it wasn't making sense? I doubt it. But I still found something good out of it. So I made a decision. 2 years, I want to bring it down. Maybe if I can bring it down to 1 year, and then the next pattern, because like you start connecting, you start resurfacing, right? Like if you need air every 5 minutes, that's a good thing because underwater you want to swim more underwater. But sometimes you need to breathe more because if you're underwater, you will never be able to understand what's happening above water. And for us, what we want to do is we want to experience the outside world. So we want to get out of our head. We want to get out of whatever is happening around us. We want to be conscious about our decision making, and we want to be conscious about how we're making these decisions. But anyways, so at night normally ideas come to you. And these ideas mostly are influenced by your characteristics, your environment, and what you want to do, and a whole lot of stuff that you kind of like throw inside and the world throws inside. One of those ideas last week was this: thinking. Now, keep in mind, what I'm talking about is a product of reading multiple books randomly, and then when you start understanding how these books are, you normally do understand where these people are coming from, who wrote the books, after you actually have the thought that yourself, and then you think of something and you go like, oh, that makes sense. And after you process it, you go like, oh, okay, now I understand how these people thought about this and that and where they come about. But anyways, thinking. And I structured it down to three parts. It's the process of analyzing, assessing, and reflecting. That's how I want to look at it, right? And the reason I was thinking of this is because, like I mentioned in previous videos, that what happened was real, and I kind of lost a person that's supposed to be close to me. No more internet.